Welcome to my channel. My name is Ria and this is the astrology for the new moon happening in the sign of Sagittarius. So let's get started. Now, new moons represent new energy coming in, new beginnings for the next lunar month, for the next 28 days or so. This one's in the sign of Sagittarius at 20 degrees. Now, Sagittarius is the sign of hope, optimism, adventure. It's the sign of higher learning, education, spirituality, religion. So these are the big themes that can be highlighted on this new moon. Now, this new moon is squaring Neptune, 90-degree angle with the planet of confusion, the planet that can bring fogginess and haze. And what that means is that this can be a confusing time. This can be a time where we feel like I'm not able to figure things out, where decision making can be a little challenging, where there's just a basic lack of seeing things as they are, because that's what Neptune does, and this is a challenging aspect. That being said, the positive of Neptune is that it's extremely spiritual, it's extremely creative. So doing spiritual things, going with our intuition, trusting our gut instinct, doing creative things like maybe poetry, music, creative writing, these things can help deal with this energy. Now, Neptune here is squaring the moon, right? But the moon, you can see, is at 20 degrees right now. Over the next few hours, it will square Neptune exact, and the sun will build up its square to Neptune till about 16th, 17th of December. And what that means is that this confusion that I'm speaking about, this inability to see things clearly, is going to build up till about 16th, 17th of December. So it's an energy of the next few days, right? We may feel confused, we may not be able to see things clearly, we may not be able to take decisions with clarity, we may not be feeling our 100%, we may feel a little tired as well, we may feel a little low as well. So just keep these things in mind as we go through the next 4-5 days. And as the sun squares Neptune direct at 24, almost 25 degrees now, this energy will start to ease off. The moon is also trining the north node, Rahu, 120-degree angle positive with the north node that represents the future, that represents where we are headed. And in Vedic astrology, Rahu represents the head. It's about illusions as well. It's about material possessions as well, right? Rahu is a very material oriented energy, materialistic, you can say, and Ketu is the opposite. Ketu is the spiritual one, the detached one. So with Rahu here in a positive aspect with this moon, we can be confused, yes, but somehow this energy is going to propel us to the future. It's going to help us get on the path that's in our future. So that's going to happen. And this is a trine. So what we will feel very strongly with the square is the confusion, is the fogginess, is the lack of clarity, is the lack of certainty. And somehow in the background with the trine, with an ease, with a comfort, things will start to align. Our paths will start to align so that we are aligned with the future, so that our paths are aligned with the future with Rahu there. Now, these are the two important aspects that are going on with this moon. Mars is there to 13 degrees, but it's a 7-degree orb, so it's not very close. But I'll just talk about this aspect just in case some of us feel it, right? It's a 7-degree difference, so it's not very, very important. But Mars is about action. Mars is about getting things done. Mars is about aggression as well. So aggression, impulsivity, these things can be highlighted on the moon as well. And this need and desire to take action, but there's confusion, right? Neptune. There's fogginess. Mars wants to go, Mars wants to do things. Mars may want to take action, get things done now, but we don't really know what to do exactly, right? There's this, is this the right thing? Is this the right thing? And with Neptune, one never really knows what's going on. So just wait it out and use your intuition, use your gut instinct for this one, because Neptune is that. Neptune does not function very well in our reality. Our reality, which is the real world, is Saturn. Saturn is very good with reality. It's about planning, it's about decisions, it's about commitments, it's about seeing things as they are, it's about hard work. But Neptune is completely different. Neptune is about trusting your gut instinct. Neptune is about acceptance. Neptune is about surrender. So on this moon, we might need to accept that for the next next few days, things may not be as planned as we want them to be. Things may not be as structured as we want them to be, because Neptune teaches us to go with the flow. It teaches us to accept. It teaches us to surrender. It teaches us that plans may not go our way all the time. Saturn, right? Saturn here rules this reality, and Neptune is above this reality. It's beyond this reality. So it teaches us that sometimes we cannot control our reality. Sometimes we must accept it and go with the flow. So that's the big lesson here. And if we accept, if we surrender, if we go with the flow, if we work from a place of creativity, if we work from a place of compassion, if we work from a place of going with our instinct rather than our logic, it'll be easier for us. And speaking of logic, Mercury here is the planet of logic. It's the planet of our logical mind, of communication, and a day after this new moon, it will retrograde. And what that means is that our logic will be impacted even more, because when Mercury is retrograde, our logical mind is not functioning as it does normally, right? So with this, logic can really be something that we cannot trust fully at this point. And with Mercury retrograde for the next few weeks, what we need to watch out for is not starting something brand new when it comes to projects related to communication, signing brand new contracts, right? Going back to something Mercury related, whether that's a marketing plan, whether that's something else Mercury related, is a good idea, because this time is about review. This time is about going back to things that have already started and working on those. Not the best time to start brand new things, marketing related, communication related, contract related. It's also a time where gadgets can malfunction, and Mercury will be retrograde from 13th December to Jan 1st. So early next year, the first day of next year, Mercury goes direct, and that's where we will see things ease out in terms of confusion and our logical mind working as it does usually. And December 30th, we'll also have Jupiter go direct. So that's another planet out of retrograde. So what I'm trying to say here is the next 2 weeks up until the new year, we can feel confused. Things can feel slow, especially up to the 16th, 17th, even after that, but especially 16th, 17th, till the sun builds up its exact square to Neptune. And after that, with Jupiter going direct on 30th December, with Mercury going direct on Jan 1st, we'll have a forward moving start to the year, you can say. So take this time to relax, to be kind to yourself, to trust your instinct, and don't force yourself to decide, to commit, to see things clearly, because the energy is confusing at this point. So that's all I wanted to say as far as Western tropical astrology is concerned. Now I just want to talk about Vedic astrology a little bit. So in Vedic astrology, this new moon is happening in the sign of Scorpio. Now, one of the differences between Vedic and Western is where the energies are at. In Vedic, they're 24 degrees behind approximately. So this one's in the sign of Scorpio. More importantly, in Vedic astrology, there is the nakshatra system, or the lunar mansions, where there are 27 nakshatras that we use. Each nakshatra is divided into 13.2 degrees. Consider them smaller versions of a sign with their own ruler, own meaning, own significance. So this one is happening in the sign of Scorpio, but in the nakshatra of Jyeshtha, right? Jyeshtha is a Mercury ruled nakshatra. Jyeshtha in Vedic astrology is the eldest one. It's the more mature one. So what that tells me is that we must work from a place of maturity on this moon, and we must see things from a mature perspective, because to deal with Neptune, right, to accept, to surrender, to go with the flow, that also requires a certain degree of maturity. It requires a certain degree of having experience with life, right? So that's where it is in Vedic astrology. And with this placement, the key here is to act from a place of maturity, and as if we are the elder one, as if we are the ones in charge, right? And when we feel in charge, when we feel like yeah, I'm responsible, I have to take care of things, maturity automatically comes. So that was your new moon horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.